Okay, so I'm starting here a new project in Spring Boot using like MySql and GPA repository. So like employee management system. Okay, so let's start. So before that, going to start, like I just want to clear that like I will give the source code in the comment or in a description box. You can clone that source code and like explore. So let's start. Like here, this is a website like Spring initializer. You can create the package structure here. Like you can select the Maven Java, then like Spring Boot version, then you can give like group artifact ID, and you can add the dependencies like web, MySQL driver, and you can simply you have to just like generate. It will get downloaded the some like zip file. You can unzip it, and simply you can like use any Eclipse or STS or IntelliJ. So here I'm using the ultimate version of IntelliJ. If you are using the community version, just whatever you can create the project from this Spring initializer, and you can open that unzip file, select unzip and like import like that one. But here it is a ultimate version, so I will create directly from the ID only. New project, select the like project name as a employee management system, employee management system, or yeah, system. Okay, so language Java, Maven. Okay, generative. Okay, you can give like OBS, like EMS com.ems, like that one, group name. Then artifact is employee management system package. Just remove this. Okay, select the language as 11. You can select 8, 11, or whatever the latest 19, no worries, but I'm selecting here as 11. And next, like then we have to add the dependencies like web dependencies. Okay, because we are creating the REST API. Then like Lombok dependency, so it's a plugin where it will provide some annotations like at the rate data, all our constructor getter features. Okay, so then I'm using this Spring Data JPA, then MySQL driver. Okay, now create, so it will get built. Till that, just explore the pom.xml file. Okay, okay, let's explore. So you can see the version is 2.7.6. I have just changed because earlier it was 3.6, 3.00. Okay, so the Java version is 11. Then dependency of Spring Boot starter web, MySQL connector. Okay, Lombok dependency. Yeah, now let's start the creating the package structure. Okay, go to here. Now create, select the new package as a controller. Then like service, oh, no, new package service. Then there is like entity. Okay, entity. Okay, new package. Then we will require like repository, so I will give as a repo. Okay, so now controller service entity repo. Okay, now let's create another package as a DTO. Sorry, not a class, package. New package as a DTO, data transfer object. Okay, then new package as a builder package. Okay, new package, then we will create some constant, then like new package config for configuration. Okay, then create a enum package, enums, enum, enums. Perfect. Okay, so go to entity. Let's define our entity class. Like here it is the employee and address. So employee. Okay, then there is a like entity. Entity as a address. Okay, so let's define the attributes like private, integer, emp, id, private, string, then first name, private, string, last name, private, string, like we will be required email id, email id, private, sorry, private, private, string, mobile number, uh, then like yeah, private, string, like department, employee can have the department, department, MEN, private, string, then there's like a department, and what we can take here for department, yeah, gender and age, string, gender, okay, private, integer as a age, then like private, local, date, time as a created date, private, local date, updated, local date time as a updated date, okay, and give the annotation as a creation timestamp, creation timestamp, then update timestamp, update, update, update timestamp. Okay, perfect. Now let's define the all the attributes of the address. Okay, so like here will be the like private, okay, integer, address, id, private, string, like city, then private, string, state, okay, private, string, pin code, private, sorry, private, string, like address type, address, because the employee can have the, like multiple address like local, permanent, like that, current address. Okay, so let's give as a additional added id to create the unique id, then like a generator value, define the strategy as a generation type, entity, identity. Okay, perfect. Yeah, give annotation at the rate entity. Okay, then like at the data, this is a lombok provided, it will provide the like to string getter setter. Okay, then at the rate all args constructor. Okay, then at the rate no args constructor, perfect. Okay, so like I will be using here as a builder pattern, so we give as a builder, the builder. Okay, same here we have to give the update and create timestamp as I have. given here, so I'll just copy this. Okay, just perfect. Now like here mapping, Hibernate mapping we have to do because employee can have the multiple addresses. So like I will be take here as a one is permanent and one is current address. Okay, so let's, so employee, before that let me give as an additional at that entity. Okay, then at the rate data. Okay, at the rate rx constructor, at the rate no rx constructor. Perfect. Then we have to give as a unique id as by using the addition as at the rate id. Then at the rate generated value y strategy as a generation type identity. Perfect. Yeah, now do the Hibernate mapping. So one employee can have the multiple addresses. Okay, so I'm taking as a list other detail addresses, give and its accessibility as a private. Okay, give an addition at the rate one to many. Okay, and then we have to like yeah, first again in address, like multiple addresses is associated with the one employee. So let's add private employee. Okay, and employee at the rate many to one. Okay, perfect. Go to here. Now we have to like do the mapping. So map by address. Perfect. Address what I have given here, not here, employee, it should be employee. Okay, then cascade type all. Perfect. Now let's create the repositories. New Java class, select as a interface as a employee repo, right? Then it will extend as a JPA repository. Sorry, extend JPA repository, and our entity as an employee and ID as an integer, new annotation as a at the rate repository. Perfect. Same for the address as well. So at the rate, not address, sorry, forget address, yeah, address repo, select interface, enter, which will extend GPA repository, extend GPA repository, and our entity class as a address and as a id as a integer in at the rate JPA, not JPA, sorry, repository only. Perfect. So yeah, I think now let's define like our do the database configuration. Go to resource application properties, here as a server dot port as a 8081. Okay, then do the db configuration. Yes, okay. Now here we have to define all like username, password, and URL of the database. So like URL as a JDBC, a colon MySql colon local host. Sorry, before colon host we have to do the double slash. Okay, then there is like colon and port is as a 3306. 06. Perfect. Then database name like mp underscore management. Okay, then as a password okay, my database password as a date 11. Okay, and username, user sorry use use username as a root. If you have like, you can set your username. So my database username is a root, and I have explicitly select password as a Deepak at the 11. But you guys may have the password as a same root, so you can select as here root, or you can give your password here. Okay, so I think URL username password is done. Now let's define the JPA properties. JPA configuration. Okay, like show SQL true. Yeah, true. The DDL operation, DDL auto operation as a, for the time being I will take as a create. Okay, and then for Hibernate format SQL, sorry, Hibernate, what I will do here, met underscore SQL. Okay, there it is not showing. So what I will do, spring JPA properties dot Hibernate SQL. Yeah, perfect, as a true. Okay, done. So let's try to run application. Before that we have to like create the database as environment. So MySql, so I'm using here as a command line interface. You can use the workbench. So password is di. Okay, perfect. So show databases. Okay, and create database bmp underscore management. So what I will do here, just simply copy from here. Let's see, go to here. Create, oh sorry, create database will be there. Create database, and here what happened here, you have, okay, spelling mistake is there. CREAT. Okay, now you can see like use database is created, use employee underscore, or you can simply just, okay, now database change. Now let's try to run application and check whether application is running or not. Enable auto. Okay, so you can see the application is started. Okay. So you can see that JP has created the databases. What is Windows creating? Okay, application is started. Let's check whether the database is created or not, tables are created or not. Show tables. You can see the our tables are created, address and employee. Okay, so like let's start to create the employee controller, the class as a employee controller, then give annotation as a @west controller. Okay, then request mapping. So request mapping. Okay, so this is like employee Okay, perfect. Created, and now create the service class as well. Okay, where is the service? Yeah, new interface as a uh, okay, sorry, yeah, employee service as a interface. Okay, then create new class as a employee service intr. Okay, which will extend employee service. Perfect. You, oh, sorry, it should be implemented. Okay. Give annotation as a at the rate service. Okay, perfect. Now, like we have to create the request and the response. So what I will do here, I'll just create one response DTO. Response DTO. Perfect. Yeah, just spelling this typo is there. So refactor rename as a response DTO. Perfect. Okay, and take here as a like message private string message. Okay, then private object data, like we will create here REST API using the best practices. So let's create Java class as a employee request, employee request. Okay, here we have to give foundation as address data. Okay, perfect. Okay, so here we will take the request from the user, so whatever the field, okay, that field we can define here, like private string employee first name, first name. Okay, so like we can add here all the field here. Okay, like we have to provide the request, so let's create. Okay, here like I have created employee first name, last name, mobile number, email ID, age and gender. Like yeah, let's create some, like gender can have male and female only, so I will create enum. Okay, new Java class enum as a gender. Okay, let's define enum as like male, then female. Okay, so then like type of address, so Java class enum address type, enum address type. Okay, it's like we will take here as a permanent and current. So this will be permanent, permanent, permanent. Okay, let me permanent. Here is a typo. INENT should be here. Okay, then there is like we have like department. Okay, so let's create enum as a department. Okay. So department. So department like will be some like IT support and all that things. Let's define IT underscore support. Then there is like engineering, sorry, engineering. Then HR and the finance. Okay, so we will use this much departments. There are four departments. Okay, go to here, import class, import class. Okay, the employee request is created. Now let's create the employee response. Oh, sorry, new Java class is a employee response. Okay, okay, so let's add here. Okay, so you can see just import this gender. Okay, okay, so here it is like a response status. So means whatever the response, whether it is failed or success, we have to create. So I will simply create as a Java class response status. Response status. Okay, yeah, let's see. Yeah, and now like create a new address response class as a address response. Okay. And here java.util. Perfect. Create. Okay, new address request class address request. Okay, so first of all address response. Let's create address response. Here is like a private or integer address id, private string city. So what I will do here, I'll just copy and paste from the entity. City state. Okay. Go to here address response. Address type. So instead of taking here should be address type. Okay, then like private string address created, then address created date. Perfect. Private string address updated date. Okay, include address type. Okay, perfect. Give annotation as at the rate. Okay, private employee response, employee response. Let's go to the employee response. Give additional add data. Okay, now go to the employee. Before that, response status block. Answer private string status message private string status code. Okay, go to the employee controller. Now what we can do here, mm, response entity, response entity of a response DTO, response DTO and employee. Okay, we will take as a at that request body, request body as a employee request, employee request as a request. Okay, return, sorry, not here, return as a null for the time being. Okay, should be public. So this is like at the rate post mapping. Okay, this is like add. Okay. Now we have to inject the dependency of address service, private address service, address service. Why it's not coming here? Where is the service? Oh, sorry, we are creating for the employee service. So employee service, employee service. Okay, at the rate auto y. Basically, this is a we can say, okay, yeah, but never access. This is an interface. Okay, give at the rate log slf4j, slf4j, okay, log dot info, like inside employee controller class add employee method. Okay, next version as a request. What is the employee request we are passing here? Request okay, request. Okay, perfect. Now let's response entity. So response response equal to new response DTO. Okay, here we have to like provide the message and then uh, call employee service dot add employee. Okay, pass request parameter as a request and then return new response entity as a response and HTTP status as a okay or created. Yeah, perfect. Now let's create this method, okay, which will return the employee response. Employee response. Okay, go to here and implement method. Okay, so like we required a employee service and we have to save into the repository. For that purpose, like I will create here as a at the rate inject the dependency, inject the repository employee repo last one employee repo. So we have to give at the rate provide annotations. Okay, again now we can see here the request is coming in the form of employee request and we require a response in the form of employee response. And okay, we have to save an employee entity. So for that we will use the builder pattern. Okay, to convert request to response. Okay, okay, so let's go to the builder package. Employee, why it is giving an error? Just expected journey but found to. Okay, we have to give as a at the rate all args constructor at the rate no args constructor. Perfect, fine, error is gone. Okay, go to the builder pattern, create a new class as a employee builder. Employee builder builder, yes. Okay, refactor EL should be there. Refactor, then rename I EL builder. Okay. Mm, so we have to convert the request into our entity class. So let's create a method. Just a second. Okay, public, then get employee because we want to convert request into employee. So employee, okay, get employee, in that we will pass employee request. Okay, then employee request. Okay, perfect. Now return, we will use builder pattern. So yeah, okay, employee dot builder. Okay, for that we have to give the builder annotations until builder builder. Go to here dot build. Okay, perfect. Now set as a first name. Okay, then I'm trying to forget. Okay, here we have to provide the getter and setters, that is at the data. Get data, go to here, like get employee first name. Okay, like this we have to dot last name. Okay, so like I have created all the necessary builder methods. I will explain here, no worries. Okay, so you can see get employee. So in this what I'm doing here, so whatever the request is coming, I'm converting into entity classes. So you can see, if you don't know about the builder pattern, you can go and check out on the Google. Okay, so basically it is a builder pattern. So builder dot build. Okay, so first name, so request dot get first name, last name, email id. So setting as a from request into the entity, like that. And see, like I have created a enum classes. Okay, so if we go here, yeah, so here it is a gender. Okay, male and female. Okay, means whatever request coming, okay, that get gender and dot name, because it's enum, so we are, I'm taking as a name here. Same, similarly get department. So whatever the request comes from the user, whether it is a current or permanent, okay, so it will set into the entity. Okay, so this is a build. Okay, so like I have given understand as a at the rate compound, because I want to inject this builder class into my service class. Okay, go to here, service, where is, yeah, employee service IMPL. Okay, now let's inject private employee builder, employee builder, sorry, IPO. Okay, inject at the rate auto. So as I said, we have to save. So there is a like employee repo dot as a save method. We have to save here as an entity. Okay. So let's create employee object, employee employee employee, not employee only, employee equal to employee equal to new, not employee. Yeah, so builder pattern, employee builder dot get employee, pass this request. Okay, and save into this employee. Yes, so what I'm doing here, so there is a method into the employee repository, that is a save method. Okay, so this is a given by the GP repository. Okay, we require entity class as an input, so it will save the request. So whatever the requests coming in the form of employee request, I have to convert into the employee. So for that I'm using the builder pattern here. So you can see get employee. So it's take a argument as a employee request and return as a employee. Okay, so that's it. Now I have saved this. Now again you can see here it is a employee response. I want to response in the form of employee response. So what I will do here, employee, okay, equal to the response. Okay, again I will call the create employees response object, employee response equal to employee builder dot get employee response. In that we have to pass this saved in. checked. Okay, here employee response. Okay, and now return employee response. Okay, perfect. So I will explain this how I have created this get employee response method into the employee builder. Okay, so see here what I have created get employee response. In that I am passing the entity class and converting into the employee response. Okay, so you can see employee response dot builder dot build. In that employee ID, okay, which I'm getting from the entity class, first name, last name, age, email ID, mobile number, department. Okay, so basically this department is in the form of, I have to take in the form of the enum. Okay, but it is in the string, so I have to convert it into the this enum class. So department is a enum class dot value of the string value coming from the entity. Okay, converting into setting into this department. You can see here, okay, this is a department of enum. Okay, similarly gender, male and female, whatever the male or from the database it is coming, I'm setting in the response of gender and convert it. So for that I have to convert into the enum. Okay, so now you can see employee created date. Okay, so it is a created date. Okay, so it's a local date. I have to format into the like format. So I have created a one app util class where I have created this get string formatted date in the different you can see. So like get string formatted date, so like local date coming from the database. Okay, I'm converting into the string formatted date. Okay, so you can see there is a like string formatted date time. Okay, this is a date time dot format is method. Okay, so in that it takes the formatter. Okay, so date time formatted of pattern. So I have given the pattern here as a date, month, year, hour, minute and second. Okay, and I have given here a log as a local date time in the form of formatted of. Okay, so this is a date time local date type and formatted in the form of pattern this. Okay, and returning this format. And similarly like if I want to this format, again I have created. Okay, and here I have like created the success message and the error message get success status and get error status. You can see this in this error status, like there is a two field, one is status code and status message. Okay, so for that what I have created like in a get success status. Okay, there is a app constant, this is a constant, and success code. Okay, I have defined like success message. Okay, success message is success. Okay, failure message is failed, success code is 1 and failure code, success code is 1 and failure code is 0, and if not found in the DB, then in that case I have taken as a -1. Okay. So similarly status code, in case of success I have stored the success code and message as a success message. In case of the error, so failure code and failure message I have set into the status. Okay, perfect, fine, go back. Okay, so like created date and updated date I have set, then address response. Okay, so this is the address list. Now for the time being, suppose if there is a no address, okay, so null, in that case I have like given a check here. Okay, so is data saved. Okay, you can see there is optional. Okay, so optional is a Java 8 feature. Okay, of nullable it check. Okay, if present or not. So what I have created, if data is saved, then create the success, get success status. If not, then get the error status. Okay, so response status, what I have first I have checked whatever the database entity is coming. Okay, it is coming from the database. If it is a present, I have taken here is data saved. If data is present, then it will be true, and if it is a true, then this message will, this method will get called. If not, then this will get called get error status. Okay, this is the response status. Then what I have created is, again, if the employee address is null, in that case it will get the this as a null pointer exception. So for that I have just check here, like if employee dot get address means if the database whatever the employee is coming, whether the address is associated with that. Okay, I'm checking. If not null, in that case only like get the address response. Okay, so employee dot get address. Okay, you can see there is again I have created method. Okay, now you can see here one employee is can have the multiple addresses, like as I created the current and permanent. Okay, so there will be the that, hence that's why I have taken as a list. Okay, so like what I have to convert it into this address into the address response. Okay, so for that what I have created this address dot string, that map. Okay, map I have taken, basically it will map one form of object into the another, so it will map this address into the address response. Okay, you can see return address response, then builder pattern I use again. So address, so I have set the address ID of this address response, state, city, pin code, then address type. Again, what type of address is coming from this entity address that I am setting into the address response. Okay, this is coming from the database. It will come in the form of the string value, but we have to convert it into the enum. Okay, because this address type is a enum. So address type dot value, it will take as an argument as a string value, and e is a address object, entity object. Get address type, again created address created. Okay, again I have whatever the local date I am getting from the database, I have converted into the string formatted date. And okay, I have built, then this is a string we have to convert into the like again string. There is a method dot collect dot to collect list. Basically it's a Java 8 features. So if you don't know, then you can go and Google check this what is a map method, stream, character dot collect methods. Okay, you can simply do it by using the for loop as well, but Java 8 feature, like it's we can write a compact code, so that's why I have used the Java 8 feature. Okay, so basically whatever the list is coming from the database entity, I have to convert into the address response. Similarly, instead of creating the for loop and setting, so simply I use the Java 8 feature. Okay, let's go back to our service class. Okay, so you can see this is the best practices that I am using here. So I have separated everything. So for the tracking purpose, just create a logs here at the rate slf4g. Just a second. Yeah, let's go here. So log.info, sorry, log.info, in that like inside, so it will help us to track if there is any exception occurred. Inside employee impl service, employee service impl class, service impl class. Okay, add employee. Okay, method. Okay, okay, so we will simply go here. Okay, then again log dot info. Okay, employee object is, employee object is created, employee entity is created, entity object is created, create created. this employee. Okay, created employee. Yeah. Sorry, here we have to, this is a employee. Okay, perfect. Then again, like log dot info. I need to get the logs as whether this response is coming out not properly. So for that, what I will do, employee response. Oh, what I have did response. Perfect. Okay, now let's check whether this is working or not. Go to the controller. Okay. So before that, to check how to add the, like I will add here, sorry, my mistake, swagger here. Okay. So go to the pom.xml. We need to add the dependency. Where is pom.xml? We need to stop this one. Pom.xml. Yeah. Swagger documentations I'm using here. Okay. So you can go here, add the dependency of io.springbox. Just a yeah, dependency. Okay, group id as io.springbox. Okay, instead of springbox being validators, I will use springbox boot starter. Boot starter. Okay, now I have added here. Just read this. Okay, till the time of build, we will just go to this package and create a new class as a swagger. Okay, give annotation as a @rate configuration. Okay, so basically at that configurations annotations will act what it is a class level, and it will act as a source of bean. Okay, we can create the multiple beans. Okay, here we have to create the API of docket API. Okay. So before that, I think we have to give here addition as a enable web MVC enable web MVC. Perfect. Create a docket API, public docket API. Okay, return new docket. In that we have to pass the documentation type. Documentation type swagger 2. Okay, dot build dot okay, yeah, for that, not a build, we have to select, yeah, select, then APIs as a request handler, request handler selector dot base package. We have to provide the base package here. Okay, my base package is com.chandradeep. You can give your base package. Okay, then path. Okay, so path selector rejects your provided path selectors dot rejects. Okay, so whatever the path that I have dot build dot, like I will create the metadata. Okay, so API info, in that API create, we have to create the API info metadata. Okay, I'll create here this method private API info. Okay, API info metadata. Okay, return new API, sorry, API info builder dot title. Okay, as the employee management, employee management system. Perfect. Dot contact. Okay, in that new contact. Okay, so here it is as a name as a Chandradeep. Yes, then my whatever the URL. Okay, then like my email. Okay, Chandradeep MKR instead of accurate. So this is actually metadata. Okay, .com need not to be give the correct data. Okay, dot license. Okay, like Apache 2.0 dot build. Okay. This is now, this API is completed. Now let's try whether it is working or not. Should we get to work now? Go to here. Okay, now let's check whether it is coming or not. Okay, you can see API documentation. Okay, Swagger documentation is working. So this is like terms of service, localhost, everything is here. Okay, go to the employee controller. Okay, this is the first API which we have created, add employee add. Okay, we have to provide here in the JSON format. You can see department. Okay, engineering, IT, whatever that we have to provide employee age. Okay, and the gender is male or female. Okay, so I have already created, so I will pass this here right now. Let's check whether it is working or not. Should give the response. You can see in the request only is there like engineering department, employee age. Okay, let's check what will come in the response. You can see this is the best practices actually. So you can see message is empty because I haven't provided, so I will provide it later on. But data, you can see in the data like response status, status message is success, status code is 1, employee id is 2, the employee first name is Chandradeep, like this. You can see everything is employee created date is in the form of is same that we have given the format, created date and updated date. Okay, see this is like date is 15, okay, month is 12, okay, this is year, and this is like timestamp hour. Now you can see it's 140, so it's 139. Yeah, perfect. So now yes, it is working. I'm stopping here. Okay, now let's create the next API, that is uh, get all employee public, oh, sorry, public response entity of response BTO get all employee. Okay, here it will return the list. Okay, get all employee, perfect, return null. Null. Okay, before that we have to give at the rate get, sorry, get mapping. Okay, so this will be employee and then all. Okay, all. Okay, remove this name for the time being. Okay, then log dot info. Okay, inside employee controller, copy this, controller get employee method, perfect, voice creator. Now let's create a constructor response dto response equal to new response dto. Okay, if you have seen into the response, okay, here we got a message as empty, so we have to provide message. Okay, so like here for that I have created like enum, message enums. I will show you where is enum. Yeah, message properties. Okay, so you can see this is the enum message properties. Okay, it has the enum associated messages. Okay, so this is a string message to get that. Okay, so add that get annotations to get this message from this enums. Okay, and this is a constructor, in that I have passed this message. Okay, so by while fetching, how can I fetch like message dot properties, this enum and this get message. Similarly I will do here now. So for that, like message properties a dot, this is employee. uh, okay, I will create here employee added success message fetched employee. Okay, Okay, added employee. Added underscore employee. Okay, we have to provide a message into that constructor that is nothing but the sorry employee added successfully. Perfect. Yeah, spelling typo mistake here. Go to here, dot employee added. Just a second. Added employee dot get message. Perfect. Similarly here in this you can see the response data. We are passing the message and object data. Okay, so whatever the data is coming from the service, to get understand what I will do here. Yeah, so this whatever the data will return means saved employee will get saved into that object. So similarly I have to like provide the message dot get not get. So fetch all employee get message, and that like employee service dot create get all employee. Okay, the method. Okay, perfect. Fine. mm, Now I have to create the implementations for get all employee. Okay, no issue. So before that we have to return new response entity. That response and http status as okay instead of created. Let's give as a okay. Now let's create this method. Okay, this will return list of employee response. Okay, response. Perfect. Now implement the method. Okay. So for that what I will do, okay, here I am fully using the Java features. Okay, so we can see in employee repository dot sorry, employee repo is there. My mistake. Repo dot get uh, find all method is there. You can see these are the all the method. Okay, okay, which returns the optional. Okay, you can see this is a returning in an entity. Okay, but we want into the employee response. Okay, so let's convert this into the employee response dot string. Okay, then we have to use the map method to map one from object into another. Okay, suppose this is a employee. Okay, then we can call the employee builder method dot get employee response. Okay, in that we have to pass this employee. Okay, and again we have to convert into list from string to list. Okay, see, so now I will explain how it works if you are not good in the Java. Okay, so this method returns employee repository dot find all. It returns the list of entity employee entity, but our response is in the form of employee response. We have to convert it. Okay, so there is a like a stream method. Okay, Java feature gives the stream which has a like a map. It will convert this employee entity object into the employee response. Okay, so this I have passed into this employee will turn into get employee response. Okay, you can see I already explained this method how it is working. Whatever the entity is coming, I'm building it into the employee response. Okay, which returns the employee response. Perfect. Right. I think this is let's check whether it is working or not. Okay, let's start. Okay, you can see it's started now. Let's add one more so here as a record. In this time we will take as a IT support. Go here, minimize this. Okay, we have to provide enums department. Okay, engineering, IT support, finance. Let's take as a finance. Okay, here engineering, finance. Let's see, this is a second record. Finance employee age. Let's take it as a 20. Email ID as ram@gmail.com. Then first name as a ram. Okay, and this is the test. Employee mobile number you can give as a okay. This is mail only. Okay, perfect. Pass here, control V and execute. You can see now this time message is coming. The employee added successfully. Data. This is an object. Okay, whole object. In that response status success. Response status code is 1. Employee ID is 2. RAM test. Everything is coming perfectly. Now let's take the get all employee. Okay. Before that, I just want to show the logs. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, employee response, all the things. Okay, inside you can see the whatever the logs is coming here inside controller class. Add employee method. Okay, and the employee request is that request is coming here. Okay, you can see employee request. Employee first name is ram, last name is test, mobile number, age, everything is coming finance. Okay, then it goes to the service IMP service class. Okay, inside a add employee method. Okay, after that there is a employee entity object is created. Okay, that is employee ID is null. Yeah, perfect. We are creating a request to pass. Okay, because we are not passing employee ID. Employee ID will get automatically generated. Okay, which will return the response. Okay, name, address as a null, because for the time being we are not passing any address. Created it as a null. Oh, okay, so created date and updated date, it will get created automatically with the help of that updation time. Okay, but in the response it will give the perfect response. You can see the employee response. Okay, so you can see status is success, code is 1, employee 2. You can see employee age, employee ID. Where is employee ID? Okay, you can see employee ID is created. Okay, so in the request we are passing it as null, but in the response we are taking from the database. Okay, same created date and updated date. Okay. And the address response is null for the time being. There is no address. We have created the REST API associated with the address. Okay, now it's working perfectly. Let's create the another APIs. Okay, before further creating another API, let's create a exception. Okay, we will be required this some custom exception we will create here. I think there is no package exception is created. Just create the package here, new package as a exception. Create a custom exception as a new Java class. Employee not found exception. Employee not found. Employee not found. Found exception. Extend runtime exception. Okay, perfect. Okay. Define one attribute as a field as a status code string status field. Okay. Then there is create one constructor public employee not found exception in that we pass on string message. Okay. Then we will pass as a status code string status code. Okay. Call super conductor and pass this message with this dot status code equal to perfect. Now let's move to the another API, that is okay, get employee by ID public response entity get response detail get employee by ID. Okay, for that we have to pass the uh, at the rate path variable. Okay, as a employee ID. Okay, employee ID integer employee ID which will return for the time being as a null. Null, perfect. So this will be the at the rate put no, this will be the get value we are trying to get. Okay, with the help of ID. So this is a get. Okay, we are passing as path variable as a emp id employee ID. Perfect. So I will get this, copy and paste inside a employee controller class, get employee ID method. Okay, in that I will pass uh sorry, my mistake. uh employee 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 ID. Perfect. Okay, emp ID. Now let's go move further. Response equal to new response detail, in that we will pass message as a dot fetched fetched employee. Okay, and call create a one implemented method, that is employee service dot get employee by ID, in that just pass this emp ID. Okay, and then return new response entity in that pass this response argument and status code as. Okay, let's go and implement this. Get employee by id, which will return again employee response. Okay, add unimplemented method. Okay, here we have to again convert. First of all, we have to get the find by. Okay, there is method find by id. So employee repo dot find by id. Okay, pass this employee id. Okay, dot. Actually, basically, it will return as a optional. So we will or else throw. Okay, just hold a second. Okay, save this employee employee. Okay, now we can see here it is giving. It's showing that required type is employee and provided optional. Okay, so what we can do here, we can simply do get method. Okay, but what we can do here, we will throw an exception if this employee is not found. Okay, let's do the same. Dot or else throw. You can see there is a supplier. Okay, so what it will do, if employee is not found, then if employee is found, then it will good to go. Otherwise, or else throw new exception, take as a supplier. Okay, throw mm, new, sorry, new employee not found exception. In that, we have to pass one is string message and string code. So let's pass message dot properties dot employee not found exception. Okay, and then status code is app constant dot not found. You can see not found, it will return as a -1. You can see here I'm using the some constant enums. You will be like, why I'm using like this? I'm trying to use the like best practices of creating the REST API, which are which we usually do in the industry real-time project. So okay, I'm trying to follow this. Okay, now again I have to convert whatever the employee object I get with the help of this find by id into the employee response. So simply I have already created builder method, that is get employee response. In that I have to pass this employee. Perfect. Now let's quickly create another API. Okay, where is employee controller? Yeah, you can see here, that is nothing but the update. Okay, public response entity. Okay, response dpo get so what we will do, get employee by id. So here will be like at the rate, we are passing here as a path variable, okay, as a employee id, employee id. So integer employee id comma and the request which we want to update. So at the rate request body, rate request body, okay, let's take an employee request. Okay, there is a request. Okay, so if it is not visible, then I will just simply enter here. You can see what I have passed here. So the id for which I want to which employee I want to update, and the request, okay, which information I want to update. This is the accurate put mapping. Okay, so this will be get update, yeah, update, and this is a path variable mpid. Again we have to like create what I will do here. Okay, response bto response, okay, equal to new response dto. In that I will just pass message properties dot fetch all employee instead of fetch employee fetch successfully dot get message. Okay, enter, then create implement the method employee service dot update employee by id. In that I am passing this as a employee id and this request. Perfect. Return new response entity. In that we are passing the response, this http status as okay. Perfect. Go and implement this method which will again return the employee response. Okay, implement method. Okay, just a second. Okay, let's update this employee by id. Okay, for that first of all we have to get the employee from the object. Okay, so you can see I have already used here like find by id, or simply I will just copy this. So you see control V. Now you can see from this id we get the employee from the object, data from the database. Now we have to update this. Okay, for that what I will do, okay, employee equal to I will create common service. Okay, so before that I have created a one common service. Okay, so I will just show you that common service. Okay, you can see this is a common service. Okay, you can see here it is annotation as the @ service and instead of for the log. Okay, this is a common service. Inside of that I have created a method like update employee. In that, okay, I am passing the employee entity, okay, which are coming from the database. Okay, and this is an employee request. Okay, so I am like checking, you can see here, if employee request dot get employee is not null, then set this inside of this employee set first name. Okay, okay, other if it is null. So if it is null, then in that case keep, it will not go inside this if block. Okay, so whatever the previous value this object has, it will be remain same. Okay, if it is a not null, it means employee whatever the user will send the data, means which field he want to update, that will come inside this employee request and it will goes like I'm setting, you can see by using the setter method into this employee. If this present, okay, employee request present some field, okay, field as present data, in that case only it will set, otherwise it will remains the same previous data. Okay, so similarly, like you can see I have created set gender, you can see here in this request, okay, in this employee, like it's a string value, but whatever the value is coming from the request, it is in the form of the enums. Okay, so that's why dot name is get gender dot name I have used. You can say get department, same mobile number, email id. Okay, go back to our IMPS service. Okay, now for that, like I will inject the dependency of the common service. Okay, actually I'm trying to follow the best practices. Okay, so that's why I created everything is separate common service great auto. Perfect. So yeah, here it is. You can see I will call that common service dot update employee. In that I will pass, okay, this employee which are coming from the database, and this is a request which I want to update the values. Okay, so whatever the data means fields which are want to user or employee want to update, okay, that will get updated. Okay, here set by with the help of setting methods. Now we have to save that updated data into the database. For that, okay, employee equal to employee repo, okay, dot save this updated data. Okay, now again we have to convert it to the employee response. For that, we can call builder employee response. Now in that get employee response, we have to pass the employee. Okay. Now let's again implement the get delete by id API quickly, then we will test all this. Go to the controller. Yeah, here it is. Public response entity response dtu delete employee by id. Okay, in that we will pass path variable as an employee id. Okay, path variable empty integer, sorry, integer employee id. Now okay, no issue. Go ahead. This will be the at the delete mapping. Delete mapping. Okay, so this will be like delete, and this is a path variable as a employee id by id. Now let's implement response dtu response equal to response equal to new response dtu. In that I'm passing the message dot properties dot deleted employee deleted get message. Okay, and then employee service dot delete employee by id. That pass is in id. Perfect. Then we have to return new response entity as a response and distribution as okay. Perfect. Just implement this method, create this will return as a message. Okay, string, or you can even take as a id as well. Okay, let's take as a string message. Okay, okay, so it's going to return message dot properties dot deleted successfully. Okay, all right. So again we have to delete this. For that, first of all we need to check whether the data is present in the database or not. Okay, so similarly I take it from this, copy paste here. Okay, then like uh yeah, employee repo, there is one method that is employee repo dot delete. What happened? Wait a second. We have to pass this employee, okay, which you want to delete. Perfect, I think it is clear now. Let's test all these API. Okay, before going to test, just do the minor changes. Oh, in message.properties, application.properties. Okay. Instead of created, let's take it as updated. Okay, and now run the application. Okay, you can see the employee system application is started. Just go to the browser. Okay, refresh this page. You can see all API are listed in add employee. Okay, get all employee, delete by ID. Okay, first of all we will try to get all employee. Try now. Let's check. We can see two record is showing here. Okay, all employee details fetched successfully. Data response is success. Then status code is 1. Okay, employee ID is 1. Okay, and this is the address response is null because I haven't implemented the address response. I will do it into the second part. Okay, so again this is the response status. For the next one is, okay, employee ID is 2. You can see. Now let's try to get with the help of ID as 1. You can see the data in the ID Chandradeep. Okay, all this data is there. Check. Okay, you can see it is employee fetched successfully. You can see employee ID is 1. Okay, data is coming perfect. Then uh, okay, let's try to update this for a 1 only. You can see what I will do here. Instead of Chandradeep, I will do as a Deepak here. Okay, 1, remove all the remaining. Okay, simply yeah. Okay, employee name as a Deepak. Yeah, this is done. You can see only this Deepak is changed, remaining data is same. Okay, this is because of that common service update employee I have created. I am checking there. If null, then keep the data as it is, and if the data is present, then that data only get updated. Okay, so this is all employee API is working. So this is first part I have completed. In the second part I will implement the address APIs and handle all the exception, and also try to implement these applications, try to follow the more best practices uh, using in the real-time scenario. Okay, so I will try to give the source code into the description. You can just go and clone and explore the if you miss anything. Okay, and if you have any query, please ping me in the like chat box. Thank you.